Hello, everybody. Welcome to Comics Covered, our weekly show where Matt and I and Bobby today talk about all the cool things that happened in the world of comics this week, and in particular at New York Comic Con, which we were at this year. How you guys doing?
I like the extra little boost of energy you brought to that. That was nice.
Well, someone's got to bring the energy, Matt.
It is
Matt falls
not
asleep
me.
on this thing. How you guys doing? Happy Friday.
Especially Friday on a evenings like this is what you get. This level.
I think you just tell by the darkness in Matt's room. That's his attitude.
I'm lit up. The focus is on my
better
skin, not the background.
Beforehand, it was like the Bat Cave. It was just like all dark, and that was like, this. I'll be back soon.
Yeah, so we could go like, there we go.
It's good to see some of the guys.
We go, there we go. See, it's better.
Cool. Bobby, how are you doing today, sir?
I'm good. I'm doing really good. Just ready for the weekend.
Yeah. If those of you who are watching who don't know, Bobby's our editor at COVRPRICE, so everything, all the content filters through him and his brain before it hits your guys' brains.
Yes.
So that's always fun.
I'm the gatekeeper.
Yeah. He decides. So, Matt, what are we talking about today? Oh, should we do I'm sorry, I just remembered the giveaway thing. Should we talk about
that? Sure.
All right. Why don't you talk about this giveaway today?
Well, since we're talking about New York Comic Con, we brought some back with us. So we figured this is a nice shiny foily cover. I believe from the Comic Corner. I believe. I should double check. I can check right now, actually. And this is Bill Sienkiewicz. If you remember the last show we did, we had to practice that name because I don't say it out loud too often. You know, in my head it's just Sienkiewicz, right?
Yeah.
Even though it's not correct, so the brain is fighting for those. You know, is wrestling for that word. Yeah, Comic Corner Virgin Foil is limited to 500. It was $40 at their booth, and it's trending about $62. So
nice.
We're giving it to you for free,
and it's a beautiful compliment to the Optimus Prime one. We have them side by side, you know.
Oh, for the original, the redone version. Yeah, we could show that one too.
Very cool. Well, thanks for everybody. Sienkiewicz, Derek says.
I know.
Yeah,
we said it, Derek.
At the con, he always breaks up his name on his booth so that everyone can pronounce it. My last name Shulitis is really hard for people, and so I feel his pain for sure.
Yeah. And you can always know what generation people are when they say my name because they either go Devo in terms of if they're in 80s, or if they're in 90s, they go with Bell Biv and they know how to say it. So, you know.
Devo? That's a good point.
Yeah.
All right.
But that shows age, so you have to be prepared if you're like, have you heard of Bell Biv? Yes, I have.
I bet you don't get this all the time.
But
Yeah.
No, trust me. And my last name is Bexar, so I hear Bexar all the time.
Well, I literally can't erase that out of my head too. So like I purposely will like have to say your last name and stop myself because I will say it incorrect because that's what my brain wants.
Once Matt learns it once, that's it. You got to make sure it's right.
That's it. It's done.
JD's got a good point.
What was that?
Matt's probably ever heard every variant of his name.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well played.
Pretty much.
Well played. And thank you, Derek. Yes. And also thank you, Jonathan, for the lovely shout out for me. Thank you. Oh, wow.
And Bobby is on because he actually came with us to New York Comic Con, or you were there, and we were there.
Yes. So I didn't go with y'all technically, but yes, I was there, and I did my work while there as well. So I did go. I did say I went for work. So
there's nothing worse than having to work while you're trying to get to the con because you're like, ah.
Oh, Sunday was horrible because I was trying to do FOC as soon as I woke up, but because of time change, I didn't want to wake up early. It was even earlier for me, so I'm there like half asleep, like I don't want to.
I felt that way at San Diego this year because I had to do the presentation thing. I was fine tuning it, and it was like there's just so much research to finish up before I could feel good about it.
You know what we should do one of these Fridays is go through some of our presentations that we've shown, because one of our presentations is around the ecosystem of the aftermarket and how the aftermarket is really one of the major pillars of what keeps this hobby industry alive. And a lot of people don't realize the strength that it does have, and all the little components of that kind of go into that. It actually is a really good presentation. So we'll have to go back to that and go over here.
Well, one thing, yeah, for sure. I think that's a great idea because we put so much effort into them and do a lot of research, and it really is insightful. I think, pat ourselves on the back. But let's talk about New York Comic Con. I mean, the first thing that happened when we got there, Matt, what happened? You said something and someone stopped you.
I said, "Oh, I thought you were going to talk about how our Airbnb got canceled while mid-flight, and we had to spend hours in the airport trying to find a new hotel that was like sold out across the city." So that was fun.
So any of you guys who ever do this, like we went with Airbnb, we're gonna get like a nice little suite and all that kind of stuff. Get on the airplane, get message saying, "Oh, there's a maintenance problem." The thing got canceled, and then Matt and I are sitting at JFK trying to find a hotel room, and everything's like $1,000 a night because of the con. So we think, and this happens with Airbnb, we think they just bumped us to raise the price because we booked it months out in the back.
I saw how much everything was selling for.
So it sucked.
It was not great. It was not fun. But no, I mean, the second we walked in, I mean, one of you that's watched the show, I forget who it was, you could raise your hand. But they're like, "Hey, are you COVRPRICE?" They're like, "I heard your voice." That was like 3 minutes walking into the convention. So I think we forget about that aspect. Because we're not Comic Tom. We don't have the face of an angel.
I mean,
and the voice of a devil.
Right.
But no, it's funny though, because I mean, this was definitely a con where there was a little bit more recognition. And one thing that was really nice was we went to all the retailers. We'll talk about them in a second, the publishers and people. And there was so much recognition of COVRPRICE and appreciation for the positivity and the stuff that we're trying to do that came across, which is nice because we never try to throw shade on anybody. We'll give you the facts and you can throw your own shade, but we're not going to be like, "Oh, let's talk about that crazy stupid thing that happened." For the most part.
We don't focus on the drama, though. We will talk about the fights that happened at
we're going to get into that. So
not too deep into it, but I mean, we could jump into that in a bit. But I mean, what was crazy here? I'll start sharing our screen here. That's my share screen music.
It's a cool little dance, Bobby.
Oh, thank you.
First off, before we get into it, you can see how New York Comic Con overwhelmed our top 10 runner-up list.
Just a bit.
Just a bit. I mean, and people, you don't know how we get a lot of emails complaining about there being any variance on our top 10. So it was mostly variance on our top 10. We also got complaints of this Whatnot pack being on there. But we'll have a deeper conversation around that too, because I think it's actually a really important conversation. I would love to hear what you guys think out there too. But yeah, I mean, the top level, like here, we'll jump into it. I don't know if you guys went to the con or you even perused this list, but we do this for all the big conventions where we track all the exclusives, all the comic book exclusives that are offered at the convention. We put it in one nice place where you can find it. You can build a wish list out of it so you can have your own little shopping list. We tell you the name, the publisher, the artist, the booth, or the retailer, what's special about the cover, the booth number, the price. Like, we give you everything. We even tell you, we'll go into this in a bit too, but we tell you like all the panels that will be giving away books. I mean, people use this as their shopping list, and we did get a lot of thank yous.
Yeah, we had a number of people come up to us and say, "Oh my God, this is like the best list here." And my favorite thing is you can click on those little 3 dots and you can add this to your wish list. So before the con, you can literally create your wish list, know exactly where you're going to go, know exactly what it's trending for, what you should pay for it. It's pretty.
Yeah, you could already. Sorry, John, go for it.
I was just saying it's pretty nifty.
Yeah, I mean, what's interesting is, you know, into the con, some stuff pre-sales, right, and you see some pretty decent pre-sales. But then during the con, you hear and see books sell out, and the prices don't always catch up. So we had a lot of people reach out like, "Oh, my variant didn't make the list." It was like, well, it was like people are just getting back, right? A lot of people are holding on to these copies. Maybe they didn't list them yet. Maybe there's just a few. There's a lot of reasons why. But this was one that was a surprise. This is absolute bad one. I mean, $30 at the con was gone by Thursday morning.
Yeah.
Is now selling for an average of almost $200. And
that was the one book I wanted, and we went to the booth because they that was the Comet Mint or Spectral?
The Comic Corner. Yeah.
The Comic Corner. Super nice guys. They gave us one for the giveaway to put up, but I couldn't buy it because they were sold out.
Yeah, Don wanted to keep it. He was like, I don't want to give this one away.
That was one of 3 covers I really wanted. I got my other 2, but that was one of them I really wanted.
Yeah. I mean, John, you should have joined you should have tried to win your own book back.
I tried to win the book.
That'll look great. Hey Matt, by the way, can you blow up your screen a little bit? Hit the Command plus button to make your screen larger because it's might be hard to see.
Me?
Thank you, sir. Oh, you're beautiful. Oh, heaven.
Okay,
Thank you.
There we go. So as you know, you can sort through this list, and you can sort by highest to lowest. I like to focus on raw for this list because obviously not everything is graded or they're just pre-sales. But you can see what's trending. These Whatnot books are the talk of the town post New York Comic Con. Heck, they were the talk of the convention at the convention, and even though they weren't actually at the convention, they were in the Hero House, Whatnot Hero House, up the street. Their presence was pretty wide, was felt because they had stuff up in CGC's booth promoting the packs. They had a pin that I think there's 24 covers in total across all the different cover treatments. So there were 6 different covers, and then each had 4 different treatments. So 24 in total. But if you brought all 6 of the books in whatever treatment, you got a little special CGC Whatnot pin. I don't think many people did it because you would have had to buy like 3 packs to try and get, of all these.
And what were the packs selling for? Like 200 something or?
Well, I think at the time of the convention, they were selling like the individual. So the sealed box has 3 packs containing a total of 9 comics. Which is interesting. This is the first time. Before they did packs with 3 comics. Now they did this box that has 3 packs with 3 comics in it each. So obviously these packs were selling unsealed because that's where a lot of the value is. A lot of people don't want to try and get these hard to find covers. They just want to sell it for max value that they can seal. And I mean, this is how the card market has worked. This is how it worked when Panini did the Miles Morales blind bag. I mean, and Jonathan says, "Whatnot, grumble."
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was Chucky Menace. So thanks for tapping on our shoulder, Chucky.
Yeah. There he is.
So yeah, we understand a lot of people do not prefer Whatnot. But they're here. They're not going away anytime soon. The conversation is not necessarily about Whatnot in this case. The conversations was like being able to just wander the booth and wander the con and talk to everyone. We heard so many people want to get into mystery packs. So a lot of companies, a lot of publishers are going to start doing these. So prepare yourself. they're a coming. Hey, what's up, Lefteros? So that's the conversation is around these packs. Do you love them? Do you hate them? In terms of as a retailer, it is an excellent way to move your less desirable covers with your most desirable covers. For example, the Doom and Spider-Man one here, obviously the red covers that we're looking at right here are limited to 24. They were the most desirable, and they're selling for $1,600, $1,500. And the least desirables were the regular foil treatments, which I think are selling for about $75. Huge price difference, right? So hopefully you don't want to just get all regular foils. You want to get something special. You want to get the gold. You want to get the prism. You want to get. I mean, this literally works just like the trading card market.
Yeah.
So that's Terry Floyd brings up a good point, just saying he won't ever do these because he doesn't really care for the word they're doing the cards at the moment. What do you guys feel about it? Like, I mean, it's fun, but is it like smart?
It's smart. I think it is a great way to move product. I would love to hear what everyone thinks, but it is one of those. For me, I do like to gamble.
Yeah, you do.
If these were available, my problem with the Whatnot ones specifically were that they're only available via Whatnot sellers at aftermarket prices. So whether they were given to them or sold to the folks, these sellers, they were at a lower price, right? I don't know what the cost was to them. But to us, you're basically going and buying them at aftermarket prices. Mystery boxes were, Derek says, mystery boxes were a big fad, still around. Like packs are like 24 are an evolution that are mixed with foils and limited comics. It'd be too addicted to. I mean, it would. What is it? Streamers are just replacing mystery boxes with packs. Already seen it on one. Oh yeah, so they're like they're remixing it. I mean. So the question is, like, I don't know what their practices are, and then there's individual sellers. There's definitely issues on that end. But the conversation is coming up in the future, if Marvel does this DC Image, I know we saw Top Shelf doing these as well. We gave away 4 of their packs.
Yeah.
And they actually had some fantastic covers in them. Like I was telling people during our live stream, it's kind of a fun way to get, Mickey, Steamboat Willie covers, if you will, done by artists like Sienkiewicz and Rose Besh, who Disney wouldn't typically reach out to do these covers. Or you get to do really fun homages like they did for Famous Funnies, the Frazetta cover. I actually loved that cover that they did. Anyways, so they did some mystery packs and they cost $100. I like that you can just go up, you could buy these mystery packs for $100 and you take the chance of opening these up. You get, I think it was 3 or 4 books. And they also did hits. So some packs would come with a hit where you can get like and also another desirable book. They're showing me the stack they had. It was like a Century #1. It was like, some decent stuff that's moving in the aftermarket.
Yeah.
And I know other people in the past, if you remember Harley's Little Black Book, that was a sealed pack from DC that they did across all the titles.
Yep.
And they did a color version. Do you remember those?
I have 2 of them, yeah.
So I have the Alex Ross one. There was a Batman one, where it was a color version, a line art version, and then a black and white. You would think those would look exactly the same, but they're different. And then they would mix in original art. I think they had like 200 different artists that did it like an original cover on a blank. And then they randomly mixed those in. So that was really cool. I remember when those came out. And those were extremely hot.
Well,
people you can buy them for $3. Wow. And people were going up to the checkout with 10.
Yeah. What do you think, Bobby? Are you pro or con?
You know what? I'm gonna go con.
Okay.
I'm here's why. Because all right, like the Harley Black book, that was cool because you're like, oh, I might, but it's like Matt said, it's like $3. I'm just paying for a regular book, and if I get the one I want, cool. If not, oh well, it's $3. I'll put it in my collection. For me, I'm really particular in the variants I get. So like, I like the Mark Brooks. I got the his Absolute Batman signed up there, and he had both. I got the last colored version. And he had a bunch of the black and whites. I like the color. The black and white's going for more. I like the colored more. The Adagonov Rogue cover. I got the last colored version. He had a few of the black and whites left. If I'm paying that much, I really want to get the variant I want. Oh, did you get one?
Yeah, I got one.
Oh, okay. A little jealous.
Which one did you get for which one?
Yeah, Anagonov.
Oh yeah, so that was hands down my favorite book of the convention.
Yeah,
we'll jump into that.
Yeah,
like,
sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No,
you mentioned it.
That was okay. Technically, that was like one of the main ones I wanted, but I got like the salvage I wanted. But like when it comes to those variants, if I'm gonna pay $100, I want the variants I want. You know, like I don't want to gamble of maybe not getting that, but like fun. Like then I'll flip it. And like someone said, this is really for the whales. Like this is for the guys who got the cash, can blow it on and then like flip them. Cool. Right. But for the ones who want this in their personal collection, I got to go con on this one.
It's interesting, right? Because I think from a retailer perspective, it's a great way to move product. It's a great way to incentivize. It's gamification. But I completely agree. Like if I'm going to put money down for something, I want to know what I'm getting. I like the gamble part, but I only if it's like ridiculously like gamble.
Yeah,
I mean that's the thing. You can buy it in the aftermarket, right? If you want that book, you're just going to be buying it for you're buying it in the aftermarket.
Ridiculous amount. Yeah.
But I mean, if I'm going to go to a con, I want to pick up the book at the con. It's like it's a cool thing to go to these things, and it's cool to talk to the creators and to do all that stuff. So for me, I don't know. I do like the gamification, and I think I saw one of the comments like I don't like it because I'm I just saw John. I hate you. Fair enough. But like yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm too addicted to it, and that's why they do it. That's why they do it.
So for example, like, so what was frustrating, so the one-off sellers could buy these for $50 a pack, then they were immediately selling them for 200 plus, or if they're selling the box, clearly, they're selling them for 500. What Boom did, they did a blind pack at San Diego with for Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, where they did a different color of the Power Rangers, and I think correct me if I'm wrong, but the green variant, the Green Ranger, was limited to 50. So basically, and the cost of the packs were $30. So like all the other books were selling in the aftermarket for $50 a piece, and then that Green Ranger was selling for like $300-400. So like it was a win-win. Whatever you opened up, you got you got more than the value of what you're getting. Like just whatever, if it was just 3 regular books, but then on top of it, or one regular book, I think it was one regular book. But if you pulled the Green Ranger, I mean, it was a huge win. So it was like, I liked how they handled that. They kept those packs very limited. They had a low upfront cost, and it was a fun gamble. I'm just saying, basically, this is going to be a big thing. It's coming. It's going to come. It's coming, whether we like it or not.
Yeah,
it's going to be a big thing. Whatnot's only going to do it more because this was a huge success for them. It gets a lot of attention. It makes their sellers very happy. It gets a lot of people on their app. Everyone else is going to be following in suit, just because everyone follows the fad.
Yeah.
And whether it'll stay will just depend on if someone puts in crap, like they fill them with bad books, then that will start killing off the desirability of these books long term.
Yeah.
I fall back to San Diego where you put down 200 and got nothing out of that box.
So that was different.
Sad.
Yeah, that was different. So that was like Mark Brooks, Cho, and I forget who. There's someone else. Otley. Yeah. Yeah, the 3 of them. So they were doing a mystery box for each of those artists. So basically, it was like $250 for the blind box, and it was a sampling of all their past convention covers that they did with whoever was doing the booth. But it came with like slabs, signed slabs, original art, remarked copies, like the original pages. Like I think Brooks was giving one of the grant prizes was one of the covers to one of his like at that convention. Like there were some good prizes. So like again, you got to understand that you take that gamble. I took the gamble and I lost across the board. I didn't get much at all. But that's what happens, you know, and I bought it knowing that. So it's not that it's on them, it's on me.
Yeah.
You know, but
that just ruin your day though, you know what I mean?
You feel like you wasted that money when you could have spent it on something else. Yeah. It was disappointing. Before we get into the exclusive list, we should tap into what Igor asked here. Yeah. So he said, can I ask a question? With eBay doing live giveaways through the 1 cent bid, the really hot exclusives end up selling for $4 to $15. How does that affect your price tracking of the exclusives?
Before you get into that, Matt, do you mind if I just say one thing?
Yeah.
I just wanted to say, like, real quick, like, so in terms of the giveaway and stuff, we love giving stuff away. As you guys know, we're doing it on this show. We try to do Black Friday, Cyber Monday stuff. We do, like, you know,
and so our socials every now and then.
Yeah, and
we
we're always
do it monthly, but we've been a little busy lately.
Yeah, and we're always
looking. That's why we do it here on the show. So
yeah, we're always looking for partners to do it with us. And eBay approached us and said, "Hey, can you use our platform? We can do a big giveaway." And it was great. We gave away about, I mean, when you look at aftermarket sales, it came out to like $4,000 worth of comics, right? Based on what they are worth now, not what you can get at the con. And it was a lot of work to do, but there was a lot of good things and
so much work.
A lot of lessons learned as well. But I just wanted to call out, like, first, I wanted to say, like, the retailers were fantastic. They definitely gave some of their best stuff. And we had like 40 comics from the con itself that we were giving away, which was awesome.
Yeah. Some we paid for.
And we paid for it. Yeah. So it's, and then eBay was great, like, to work with. Their team's really good. They were really responsive. ANZ Comics was really great, really responsive and helpful. But the mechanism of the giveaway, they don't have that on eBay. You know, they don't have a giveaway function. So they had to do a 1 cent thing.
Yeah.
Not in a million years did I think that would get up to like $15 to $20 a book. We ran the giveaway for like 20 seconds and we had like maybe 1,400 to 2,000 button smashes, which took a penny up to like $15. And so lessons learned, like, our intent was, obviously all that went to charity, everyone paid, but the intent was to do a giveaway. And, you know, if we were to move forward and do that again with eBay, or, you know, we'd make sure that was more easily, like, accomplished, you know, that we could do that. Right. So to go back to what Matt was saying about, you can finish that thought, Matt, real quick. But it was just insane to see. We had 5,000 people on the stream at one point, and then the button smashing and stuff was fun, but it also was like, you know, it would have been better to enter once, and then of that pool of people, a giveaway is someone's drawn at random, rather than like
imagine button smashing for an hour. You know, we weren't on that side. You know, it was like, then I thought about that. So we got a lot of good information by people who watched the stream. They actually gave us all the good feedback after the fact, which was like, they're like, "Oh, did you know that they were putting up the wrong books with the wrong titles?" We're like, "No, we did not know that."
You didn't know that.
Just our pretty faces. That's all we were there for.
Or we were talking about a book that wasn't being shown. So there were some things where, you know, I think we did too many. We did 40 books. I think we should have cut it down and taken our time with them. The entry should have been something generic like giveaway 1, giveaway 2, giveaway 3. And to answer your question, how does that affect the market value, Igor? It doesn't. So we mentioned this to eBay, and they hid those sales from the aftermarket because we knew we got complaints by publishers saying that, hey, this is affecting the fair market value for my book. People are looking at this book and be like, why is it selling for 15? It sold for 100. So we were able to like take those off, basically exclude them from the aftermarket, so that they didn't affect those sold prices. We also didn't track them because our system is actually very intelligent to realize, hey, this book is selling for $100 and now it's selling for 15. It automatically puts it into an outlier bucket and says, hey, there's a problem with this book. We're not bringing it in for now, but we can review them and let things go if we approve them. And like clearly that was, not an accurate sale, so we didn't bring them in.
That's interesting. Ken just said after the bidding hit $1, it started becoming $1 a bid instead of a penny.
Huh.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, I mean, like that's the first I even heard of that, to be honest.
Yeah, this is the first time hearing that. Okay, so again, like there were a lot of things we didn't know, and we can claim naivety, but at the same time, we should have known what we were doing exactly going into this stuff. So it's on us. It's on, again, lots of lessons learned. We would do it much differently the next go.
And to finish up with Igor, I think eBay, we were the first people to do that. We did that. We were the first ones to do that on Whatnot.
Which we didn't know either. We were literally the very first ones to ever do it on Whatnot. eBay Live, a proper giveaway stream.
And so they're probably going to learn from that as well, because it's a great way to give away stuff and get interest.
Yeah.
And so they're probably going to change it and include, we're asking the team to do that. If we do a giveaway with them again, we'll make sure we have more control over how the platform does it. And if not, we'll use our own platform. You know what I mean? It's like we have COVRPRICE. It's
and at the end of the day, some people out there got some pretty great books for still like nothing. And that money did all go to charity. So whatever was collected was given to charity. And then eBay picked up the tabs on all the shipping.
Yeah.
So there was some upside. It wasn't all doom and gloom, but that we definitely understood the frustrations of. I think one person won 3 books in a row at the beginning,
which looks bad. I mean, that's like it's supposed to be random or the last bidder, so it's like either internet connection, a bot, things like that. But Bobby,
Jonathan said, JD said, you can build something like that into COVRPRICE's platform. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Yeah.
Wink. Bobby was in the audience there live. What was your impression of the whole thing?
How do I put this?
Because it felt smooth being there, being in person. They have they really did step up and do a very nice stage, well lit, microphones,
their production
three or 4 different camera setups. Like it was a very nice production.
So
mechanics.
Yeah. So what sucked was like everything from the viewer, from people, from me being there, from the the audience looked great. Everything looked smooth. Everything ran great. The issue was, and I don't even know how they could fix this, because the connection, the service there was just god awful. Just god awful. So the connection, I actually pulled one of the guys from eBay. I'm like, hey, can y'all fix y'all's router or something, because it keeps dropping. He's like, we're trying. And because the connection was bad on the eBay side, on the phone, people were like trying to smash, but they're like having to like buffer, like the screens kept buffering. So I don't know how they could fix that, because unless they like plugged right into a router. I don't know if they're going on Wi-Fi or what, but that was the only issue that I saw, because like from the audience, from the live point of view, it looked great. It ran great. Everything was going like y'all did great. It was just the Wi-Fi to the eBay sites.
I mean, it's just the way it is, and again, lessons learned. Each time we do this, we get better at it. And I mean, I would say, honestly, it'd be nice to have more control over the mechanism so that we can guarantee this. And we're looking into ways to, we're not going to stop doing giveaways. We love doing it. And, a lot of these publishers and retailers are happy to do it because it gives them some recognition, and they like giving back too, We
told people where these books could be found, and if they sold out or if they weren't, or, how much they cost at the convention. So the goal was to promote all the different variants there. Yeah. Bring New York Comic Con home to folks, while also partnering with eBay for the first time. And eBay was a great partner. Like they really did a good job of, scheduling us and getting us in quickly and giving us the rundown. It's just, after the fact, we're like, okay, we learned all these lessons. Now we'll bring those lessons to the next one. So sorry for any frustration you guys had out there.
And the 3D review at comment there, like ANZ did try. They're like, hey, once you win, like, don't try again. Try and give it some time. And like he's like, and they're like, we'll try and like put a stopgap.
Telling someone to stop winning $100 book. You're like,
exactly. And again, it was one of those things where like, and we've seen this, you know, with Hasbro, like back in during the pandemic dark days, people with bots just, you know, they don't care, and they're going to try and get those $100 books for it. It sucks, but
yeah. That's the way it is. But it was a great. I mean, the con itself was fun. Let's talk about the drama, though. Even though I said we don't talk about drama.
All right, so let's get back into. Can we share my screen again?
Oh yeah, I got you.
Yeah. So in our top 10, we clearly have all these books. So we have this Spawn book here, that was given to retailers at the lunar dinner. Yeah, I think it was lunar. Wednesday, it was like Wednesday night before the con. A lot of people were still flying, so a lot of people missed it. But they gave away this book instantly. It was the $400 or $500 book. And a lot of people. What's funny is like if you go into it, it's all it is just the regular cover. Here it's just this regular cover, but with this yellow bar, and of course it's signed by Todd. Like
that helps.
So it's like. Is this yellow bar worth an extra $245?
A UPC code is worth that much. A price difference is worth that much. Of course, it's worth that much.
So that's what people were kind of commenting on. Was like, but again, you have Todd's signature, and this is not the first time they've done these retailers are King books. That actually did it on King Spawn, which made sense. So and they were popular then. The one thing I wanted to highlight, so what's cool about, before we get into the drama, one of the best things to use this list for is to search for panel books. So if you had went to this New York Comic Con and you didn't buy a single exclusive, but you just went to the panels, you would have walked away with $500 in free books.
You mean like this book, Matt?
Yeah, we just went to that because we wanted to say hi. We wanted to talk to some of the Marvel folks after the panel, and it turned out it was a Daredevil Born Again panel where they brought the cast out. It was like pretty.
Where was I? I should have gone.
You know what's crazy is sorry, JD. Yeah, the funny thing is we didn't expect it. They brought out the people from the actors, Charlie and Steve from the show, Kingpin and Daredevil actors, and they gave out the book. But the cool thing is. They told us like Muse is going to be in it, Punisher is going to be in it. It's going to be dark.
Well, they didn't tell us. They showed it. They showed it.
They showed the clip. Yeah.
Here's Muse. Here's Punisher. Here's White Tiger. Like it was just confirming everything.
Yeah. So it was really cool. It was really fun. And like Matt's saying, you can go like watch a cool panel and then get a book. And it's so funny because they're like, we have enough books. Don't fight. And everyone is still kind of like,
right.
We need that book.
These were the sneakiest panel of the con because there was a Magic the Gathering panel. So comic book folks weren't going to it, at least not everyone, unless you were a Magic fan. Because a lot of people knew about these Marvel cards that were coming out. But the fact that they blew them up and put them into a comic book form was a huge surprise. And so they really made out well for going to that panel. Bad Idea had a panel book. Hasbro actually gave this out at 2 different panels. I heard someone complain behind us. They're like, they gave this one away yesterday. So they were not happy about that.
I won't lie. Friday, I almost went to the con out after getting with my sister, but like after dinner, but I was like, or before dinner, but like, nah, I gotta spend time. So
yeah,
this was my favorite one. It's very subtle.
That's great.
But I that was at the Women of Marvel panel, and I don't think we've seen a sale on it yet. Actually, I should see if any are listed. Yeah, it's for $45. These Marvel panels tend to also underperform in terms of aftermarket because usually they're not key issues, so they don't do anything crazy. But these were definitely like the ones that went nuts. But still, if you could just go to the panels and walk away with a bunch of free books. So yeah. I mean, that's the thing is pay attention to the panel books always. It's also a nice time to sit back.
And that's a good example of how to use this list and other lists on the site. Like we're moving more and more towards our search and stuff like that being more user friendly, so that you could type in anything and find it. So right now this page does it because the text is there, but we have a big update coming in a little bit of time, and you'll be able to do that within regular search as well.
All right, so we don't have to get too into this in too depth, but you guys,
I want to fight you for that book, Matt.
There were two guys for this. We were going to go. We weren't allowed because we were press badges, so you're not allowed to have a press badge and get a copy. So we were excluded anyways. But we kind of just wanted to, like, I don't know, witness the hoopla of it all.
We bought a thing of popcorn and we just
yeah. We decided not to go. We just went to go get breakfast. So we heard about it after the fact. But apparently it was like a lot of the short version was retailers got in line. They grabbed regular badges, pretending to be regular folks. They got in line early. The line was already up. It was like 3 per person, limited to 1,000. And there were already 200 people in line by the time the convention opened, meaning that their 600 copies were already spoken for, theoretically. But they were just crowding around. And then they put people into a line, but apparently that wasn't a real line. So they moved people to another line. And then that's when just everyone lost their shit because everyone started losing their spots, and
people were lining up before general admission came in, and so of course there wasn't a starting line. And so when
you're not supposed to line up before the convention starts. So it was a lot of. I mean, I get it because everyone knew that these were already pretty in high demand, and they were already like pre-selling at like $300-400 by people who thought they could get one. So when you look at it that way, if you get 3 copies, that's $1,200 that you might lose if you don't get it. And a lot of people, it's like, I mean, that pays for a good chunk of your trip. If you're a fan and as a retailer, it's easy money. So I get why there was so many hard feelings over this stuff.
I mean, it sucks. You put a lot of people in a room, people get angry and stuff happens. But I mean, you shouldn't be getting into fist fights over comics, people. Like,
which is funny though.
Yeah,
I was gonna say, which is funny though, because then after that, I was in line up. Me and my friend who were there, we're on the Ghost Machine line, and Ghost Machine like, hey, this is the line. Stay. Like, this is your ticket. Like, they were very, like, we're not having any fights. We're gonna be nice. We're gonna be calm. We're gonna be cool. Like they're gonna stay. Huh?
Tickets is smart.
It was, and they're like, because once they moved you from like the overflow, because they were like, hey, they got a sharp exit. They're like, hey, they're gonna stay later. Make sure everyone gets it. Once they moved you over, like, here's your ticket. You're in line. This is your, and I'm like, all right. Like, yeah, I heard about it. I heard about that. And then
you said. So the most annoying, a common question you had the entire weekend. So when's an app coming? You don't. It's every day, Igor. It's every single day. Yeah. And it's funny, like, even though they're like, we got a lot of like, hey, I'm a big fan of your app. We're like, they must not be talking about us because we don't have one.
Yeah, the app, I promise you, is coming. And I won't put a date on it because I don't want to get anybody's hopes up or let down.
Let's just say it's tomorrow.
It's tomorrow. It's launching tomorrow.
It's not tomorrow.
No, but it's definitely one of our priorities. We just got a lot of ducks in a line that we're trying to knock out. So yeah.
So that was the short version. That was the quick version. There was a lot else that kind of went around it, again, learning lessons for those who did it, right? I wanted to kind of run through this list. What's interesting is a lot of people are like, all these books are going to be worthless by the end of the week. Clearly they're not. Like, this Absolute Batman was by Sunday was $100, and then by the next day it was $250.
Wait, I gotta show the cool thing. I finally I didn't get one from my store, but I was able to pick up Absolute Batman #1, which I was talking about last time on the show about it being a good thing, and I was really happy to do that.
Oh, nice.
But FOMO got you because you paid how much for your copy?
I don't remember.
You paid $20 for your copy, which is not obnoxious, but you wanted it. You were willing to pay that.
You want to see obnoxious though? This is such a stupid decision. I was talking to Rose Besh and Besh or whatever, and I paid $250 to get her to. This was already pre-signed, and I just like, oh, it's Invincible #2.
Supported an artist, so
yeah,
there you go.
That's true. She was very sweet and very nice, and I love this cover. But I walked away and I was like, wait, what? I guess that makes sense.
So like scrolling through, there are a lot of surprises. This Moon Man is doing well at 173. Of course, all the foil ones. Of course, the panel books. This was a surprise. The 672. Get ready for it, John. 672. But we couldn't show it because it was like I can't even keep it up with it for there too long. Where is that clip? Let's see. Let's go to it. We had a clip.
Oh, you want me to get it?
I said get ready for it, John. And
I forgot. Okay.
So we're like,
you can hardly see them nipples.
Yeah. Play it again one more time.
You can hardly see them nipples.
So yes, it's a little see-through on the shirt. So we weren't allowed to give that one away on eBay Live. But it was selling for $40 and it's trending at $170 currently. And it is a see-through Vampirilla shirt, Boob sell.
I think her name really is Bish, by the way. Besh, yeah. In one of the comments, yeah.
These BIG covers were popular. So Comic Corners is selling for $125, which is actually a really cool cover.
That's so cool.
That is cool.
So Tidal Wave is known for, they did all the Taylor Swift covers as Dazzler. That was what they've done more than that. They've been around for ages. But Tidal Wave really hit their stride with the Taylor Swift covers, and then it kicked off a whole bunch of other stuff. But these BIG covers, there's some pretty awesome covers in that.
Yeah.
I would that's the fun thing is they're doing all these celebrity focused issues. And there's some fun opportunities to do some really unique, cool covers. The other one that I liked was this one.
That is cool.
East side. Yeah, and this one's foil. There's only 40 copies of this one. That's a really cool cover. So for cover collectors out there, it kind of doesn't matter. This was one that was fun. Scott Williams was there. And they did like all these foil versions of some of his most popular covers.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And the card thing in the back.
We got suckered. We bought some because we were like, these are really, I won't say suckered. We willingly purchased these because they were really cool.
Yeah.
Well,
one thing they're doing, which I thought was amazing, is so they're taking like that classic Jim Lee cover and they're actually doing a remark with vinyl on it. And that was really
awesome. Yeah, they were taking the original books and doing a layer of like foil or vinyl over the lettering, and they're doing some really cool stuff, and it's precise. I don't even know how they're doing it, but it was.
Yeah, there's a guy on Instagram who's doing that, and he does some really cool stuff. He also there's a guy on Instagram, I met him, in the Bruno Redondo line, where he'll take art and dialogue from the comic books and make notebooks.
Oh wow, that's cool.
It's really cool.
Some of the highlights here, these Batman Robin books from Alex Ross, they're selling for double the price, $50. But there's always opportunities.
Yeah.
Like you look at this Lilith one from Vault. They were selling for $15 and trending at $92. They were selling for over $100 at one point during the convention, and they still had copies left. And they're like, I was like, do you know this is selling for like over $100? They're like, really? We have more. So that was fun to share on the show. I assume they sold out. This was one that I bought. It was $50. Oh, geez, right straight to the crotch. The reason I bought this one because I have the original Mocha art cover, and this was the Mexican foil version of it. So I did like it, so I bought one of these. But this was our favorite book of the convention. I mean, it did sell out. They did stagger them, so it wasn't like they were gone by Thursday morning. They released a few. Trinity released a few every day, so they did a slow rollout.
I kind of like that they do that as well because it gives everybody a chance.
Yeah. Well, it's nice because the other thing that we're going to, let's go back to our list here. On the top 10, we had this Daredevil cover.
Oh my goodness.
So JTC, well, it's even hard to look at the difference of like when you look at it for So JTC brought this. He didn't think it was going to do anything. He was trying this new style. It is raised, like you can feel it. It is raised on that book. We wanted a copy, but it was sold out every single day.
And we went every single day.
And he was surprised because this was a new thing that he was doing. He didn't expect anything from it, but it was very popular.
And by the way, what a nice guy! Like he's so friendly, so personal,
so genuine and nice. The dude,
I miss him, man. It sucks.
He was saying on this, like he's known for the negative covers and all the other stuff that he does that kind of took off. Before, it took off kind of recently, but he'd been doing that for a long time. He said he always is trying to push himself, and what he was trying to do with this was, if you're blind, you can't see color, you can't see hues of color or texture. And so he was imagining how Daredevil might see like a face, so he was trying to show color depth based on actual texture of it coming out with you. So he was trying to experiment with that. And when you see this in person, it was really cool. It was really nice.
Righteous Flipper said, "I see this in the $25 bin at cons in the future. Just another Rogue cover." I mean, I know everyone has feelings around. There is some truth to that, and there's also some not truth to that, right? Like. For me, I didn't like. I know a lot of people do buy this for the flip. I loved it. I liked it. I wanted a copy just to have a copy for my collection, not to flip. And so I went with that mindset to the convention. I literally focused on the books that I just wanted. It didn't matter what they cost. It didn't matter what they would do. I really focused on buying the books that I wanted. And I think that's okay. Like this book was still only, I forget how much it cost.
$30. $30 bucks.
It was 30. Yeah. For $30, if it goes down to 25, that's cool. That's okay. It lost $5. At the same time, I don't think it will. I think it'll probably linger it could go up. It could linger around the $50 mark. You never know. I mean, there's 600, how many covers do we have on this? 665 variants on this. Not all of them are going to be long-term winners. Not all of them are going to stay at the price you purchase them. It's just the odds are against that. And
Igor, I'm sorry, I don't think we have do you know what the print run was that on that JTC Daredevil?
He didn't say. I could ask him after the fact, but no, they didn't have the print run. I don't think it was much because they were only doing 30 a day, 30 copies a day, and all across 4 days. So, I mean, they only did 120 that I know of. Maybe they did more the first day. Maybe they did more the last day. I'm guessing it's not more than 500. But I could confirm that with them later. I mean, this is the thing. There's all these exclusives, and kind of what I wanted to get into. It's like, we're actually going to do a better version of this list in the future. Let's see. But here's let me share my screen. I have another screen here.
Thanks, Jim.
So we have here's a New York Comic Con from 1985. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3. It was the white layered air book. Where they rushed copies to bring with them to the convention. That is a pricey book. Something's Killing Children. The New York Comic Con is still $500 at 9.8. There haven't been any recent. I mean, it did go down a little bit recently, but still a pricey book. This Zombie Tramp New York Comic Con for 2014 is $720. Right, like you can't find a copy for under $500. And this was probably a book you could have bought for $20. This Black Panther was at New York Comic Con.
I didn't know that was a con book. That's cool.
Yeah,
this is one of the most desirable J. Scott Campbell books. This was last year, where you went to the Spawn panel. I thought this would be dead. Like to your point, these books might be dead. This was just a sampler book. This wasn't even an actual Spawn book signed by Todd, but it's still selling for $300, $400. Like if you go to eBay, it's still, granted we're looking at current listings, which is not the best thing to do. But it's still selling for $375.
Was that one for 500?
What's that?
I thought I saw one on there for $5.
Probably graded. I think it was.
Oh, yeah.
I think it was this was nine. This was the JSA version. So the thing is, here's Beneath the Trees. It's like this was a $10 book at the con last year. And it's still selling for $55. They announced that they're bringing the series back, so the series is now it should get a little bit of a boost because it's not over. So I mean, this is a very short, quick. I was going to do a full list. I actually had 50 different New York Comic Con variants, and we were going to do an article of it, and I just didn't have time to get it done today.
We should say to answer some of the questions that are coming up. Terry, he said, "Do you? I do wish that you would cover some of the other books from the con. Everyone seems to be doing the top 10. Nice to see some others." I mean, we have 655 books from the con that on different shows, we've walked through, and Laura and the guys have talked about them as well. So, I mean, there's those.
I mean, we could spend a year going through these.
I mean, there's just a lot.
I mean, I could tell you like some of the ones, this Lucky Devils preview edition was at Ryan Brown's, $40 selling for $100. This is their follow-up to 8 Billion Genies. That was the foil one. I really love this Carla Cohen cover of Disputed. That was a book that I wanted, and I forgot to look for it while I was there. This Lilith, we talked about that. That was popular, but that was on our top 10. This Wheeljack.
Oh yeah, was that KRS Comics?
Yeah, that was KRS. We gave one of these away. This was one of the hottest books. Actually, the fun fact of this was it was limited to 700. And 300 copies got damaged, so they couldn't sell those. So the print run for it was 400, which was one of the lowest printed Alex Ross covers of recent. So it was kind of a sneaky book to kind of buy for $40. This was the one that we bought at the Scott Williams,
and that's the one that they did the vinyl remark on. They have version, not this one, but they have a version of it where the eye, like Gambit's eyes were glowing and stuff. It was really cool.
Yeah, lots of Frankenstein covers. This was I'm glad this wasn't us, but Key Collector. Actually, they still have this listed as $300. So at the con, there was a huge line at Bird City's booth to get this book. That people were buying stacks because they said it was worth $300 at Key Collector.
It's
I'm glad it wasn't us.
Very difficult to do a price guide, Matt.
But they sure helped Bird City out. So Bird City was loving them that day. Whoa. I keep zooming on the worst parts of so this book sold out really quickly, and then the Starfire one was still lingering. I mean, I'm just gonna zoom past. There was just so much. Nakayama brought fire with his stuff. Here's the book we're giving away tonight. There was lots of Bill Sienkiewicz throughout the show. Lots of foil, although everyone thinks that it was all foil. I would say half of it's foil, which is a good amount. So calling it foil, people are calling it foil gun. I thought this one was cute. Nathan Zerzee cover was really cute. For Stitch fans, lots of Terminator covers.
Matt, just FYI, we're at the thing. Let me put up the banner for the giveaway.
We're at time. I mean, I wish I could go through every book. There's 7 pages of books on here. What do you guys need to do to win this amazing? Speaking of giving away stuff and trying to do our best to be nice in the community, all you have to do is type in, because this is a Sienkiewicz cover, all you have to do is do #sync in the comment, and you will be eligible to win if you're watching. And yeah, it's a good one. So anyway, we'll come back to that in a second while you guys are adding it. And Righteous Floater, he said those are anomalies, not the typical value you see on these books that he would argue. Which, yeah, you're right. Like, it's not. You're right. Typically, most of these books are going to fall in value. The argument we see, like we cover a lot of books that were convention books from 10, 15, 20 years ago. And a lot of those books hold value in terms of it might be $7,500, but they're only like $10 back then. But I mean, it's still, I can't even assign a percentage to it because it'd be completely made up. It's probably like 0.5%, right? But the thing is, if you have an eye, if you go, I really feel this, if you go if you buy a cover that you love, there's going to be someone else out there that loves it too, you know. So those are the things to kind of look for.
Real quick, I didn't know someone could do that. Alex, that's so kind of you. Thanks for giving us $5.
You could just buy a subscription. No,
yeah, buy a subscription. You don't have to do that. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
But get a subscription, and that'll be everything we want. But that's very nice of you, though. Thank you.
Chats are turned on.
And the app is coming. Don't you worry. I promise you that.
Yeah. So I mean, it was overall New York Comic Con was interesting. A lot of interesting conversations, a lot of fun conversations, drama. Every convention has a little bit of drama. I just whoa! Look at all those signatures. Jeez Louise!
It's all of Ghost Machine.
Bobby, wow. Yeah, you were talking about that at dinner. Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah. This one I have. I need to get this one graded. I sent off Ghost Machine 1 because Ghost Machine 1 had all the signatures as well.
You should sign it too.
I should, and just drop that value.
And then just put yourself in brackets, the reader.
The reader.
Because Bobby, you are a important part of that. The you know, of the Ghost Machine experience. The reader.
That's true. That is true.
Right. Well, let's do this. Let's do this giveaway. Let me share my screen real quick. This is a fun one. I mean, there's always so much great conversation that comes out of the cons and you know, meeting everybody. Again, nobody tackled Matt or ran up and gave him a big hug, which I was expecting.
Me on the shoulder. So there you go.
Someone tapped him on the shoulder, but I mean, I specifically said at least the back from behind hug, which would be nice and awkward for him. But no, it didn't happen. All right, so if you didn't put in hashtag sync, you will not be entered. So right now there's 28 and 42 people watching. I'll give you 5 more seconds. Type in hashtag sync to get in there, and then we're gonna run this thing.
JD says, and now I hate Bobby.
There's a love-hate relationship.
Not
right, here
stink, Rudy. Not stink. Don't throw people off.
Don't put. Yeah, nice try. Stink.
Igor was trying to run into. There was a lot of people we wanted to run into. There was a lot of artists that I wanted to say hi to.
We always wear all the branded stuff when you see us, so we try to stand out. Okay, here we go. 1, 2. Let me refresh real quick because I think there was. Oops. Give me a second. Let me redo that. Uh-oh, did I just? No. Let me see. 1 second. Curses.
All right. Meanwhile, while you're doing that, the one thing I got, well, just to do some share, which was kind of fun. So I'm a big fan of, oh my God, why am I blanking on her name? Tula Latoy.
Oh, yeah.
So Tula Latoy. So she was there at the con. She's from England. So I got this little piece of original art. There we go.
Oh, nice.
So what she does, which is kind of fun, it's like micro art. What's that?
I was saying, yeah, you found some cool stuff.
So what was cool about this was just $100, right? So it's very affordable. You walk around and everyone it costs a fortune. But what she works on is those little cards when she's doing a book, and then she builds it she lays them out on a page, and then that's the page of the book. And then she takes all those pieces and throws them, like she has them in a big box. And then you kind of go through the box, and she's like, that was used art, that was concept art, that was used art, that was concept art. Or there was a panel that she drew for the book, and then it didn't work for whatever how the story was unfolding, and so she redrew it. So that was used in Somna, but she redrew it on the page. So like that was her original concept. So it wasn't used in the art, but it was like still gorgeous. Original art for like $100. These little
that's awesome.
micro pieces. I'm like, I wish more artists would do that. Of course, they don't work the same way she does. They work on the large scale. But it's just, that was the fun. I didn't know that she's doing that. And if you want all the stuff she didn't sell at the con, plus a little bit more, she's selling on her website for the same prices. So yeah, if you want, cheap original art from popular artists, that's kind of a fun offering.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I think I need to buy some more. Yeah.
What was that, Bobby?
I actually got 2 remarks for free in my books. I got
all right, let me blow you up. Boom.
I got Mitch did Mr. Miracle.
Oh, cool.
Is that Mitch Gerard? Yeah.
Yeah, and then on my Daredevil, I finally got to meet Palmiotti.
Oh, cool.
He did Daredevil.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wait, is that did he do the full sketch? Oh, a little headshot right there.
He did a little headshot. Yeah.
I thought that sketch was the big one right there. I was like, wow,
Yeah, I was like,
a full lot of
I
detail.
was like, that's insane.
That's insane. No, it's I've got Casado, David Mack, and now Palmer. I just need Kevin Smith on this, and then
So Jimmy and Amanda were there while we were trying to get into onto our eBay live stream. So we were chatting with them for a while. Nicest people ever.
so sweet.
Super sweet. Yeah.
Oh my god, so nice.
Yeah, it's fun to talk to these people, and they're even better than you think. You know.
Yeah.
There's certain people that we run into who are not that way.
That's how Tom King and Mitch were, and Daniel Sampiero. They were like, actually, I won't lie. Tom King messed up his autograph on this Wonder Woman because we got him, Daniel, and then I got DNA on here. And he goes, "Oh, it's my first one I've signed." He signed number 1. He gave it back to me, and Mitch goes, "This is your 3rd one." Hold on, 3. I'm like, okay.
Oh,
But
no.
I keep meaning to run into Tom because I worked with his mom for like years before pre-cover price.
Yeah.
Anything.
All right. Well, let's do this giveaway then, guys.
Let's do it.
All right. 1, 2, 3. Boom. And the lucky winner is. And again, thank you guys for watching and coming to the show. We really appreciate it. Hey, Michael, congrats. Michael,
There you go.
reach out to either me at john@coverprice.com or Matt at coverprice.com. Send us your shipping address and we'll get this shipped out to you within 2 weeks or so.
Cool.
But congrats to you and thanks for watching. And again, everyone, thank you all for watching and spending your Friday with us and doing this whole thing. It's really fun for us to do. I was just telling Matt the other day, like, we work all the time and it's nice to actually just sit down and talk about stuff, and it's become like a kind of a fun kind of laid back way to kick off the weekend. So
right. And there's always so much we want to go through, and then my wife is like watching, she's like texting me and she's like, we need to eat dinner. And like this is how every show ends is with a text from my wife of saying like you need to get off now so we can go eat. So just so you know, that's some insider of why we end up rushing at the end. Do not make my wife mad. So yeah, there you go.
Right.
Happy Friday, guys.
Happy Friday, Bobby. Any last words for you?
No, thanks for reading, and yeah, if you ever catch anything, usually Matt or like Brian will catch it. If you want to suggest something, you know, my email. I'm always up for new ideas.
Sounds good. All right,
They have to come through me anyway, so I'll just shoot them down. So you know,
there's a whole little gateway of stuff.
Exactly.
Right.
That's right.
Thank you guys for watching.
All good.
Keep on collecting and have a great weekend.
See you guys.